the first step to believing in yourself is to get rid of the plan B, as I like to call it, and I like to call it the Phoenix method. So you getting rid of all the plan Bs, and the Phoenix method is this idea that if Phoenix, what it does, like this fiery imaginary creature, what it does is basically it burns itself, and it like becomes like a new bigger, stronger phoenix. And there was like this saying, it's not actually true, but there was like this idea that what eagles would do is, in order to like fly higher and become like a new stronger eagle, is that they'd hibernate. Then once they got out of hibernation, they like fly as high as they could to a remote place, and they would like get rid of all their feathers, rip out all of their like talons, like their claws, remove their beak, shed all of their feathers. And then after they did this, their feathers would grow back stronger. They'd like get bigger, they'd be able to fly higher, they'd have new stronger claws, and that would be like key to their survival. It's not actually true, but it's like that's the idea behind the Phoenix method, is basically that you're gonna kind of destroy yourself in a healthy way, and then you're gonna come back stronger and better. So how does this relate to believing in yourself? You kind of have to cut off all of the things that are like holding you back. So like self-belief, you have to also view highly of yourself. So you wouldn't respect someone who doesn't have self-respect. So you have to have, so if you are like a third party person looking down at yourself, to believe in yourself, you have to or if you want to respect this person because you're looking at yourself from a third person view, you'd have to have, that person would have to have self-respect for you to respect them. So now that you're not looking at yourself in a third person view and you are yourself, you have to have self-respect. So in order to have self-respect, you have to do certain things. So cutting out bad habits is like the first thing. Like if you want to believe in yourself, you have to like have self-respect. So like you have to cut out all the bad habits that you have. So you need to just objectively do an analysis. Maybe you need to get out a piece of paper, and it's like the best way to do this is if you wanted to help someone as best as you could, and you just like listed all the things that this imaginary person is doing that's like holding them back, and you wrote down all of these things on a piece of paper, and you're like, you need to stop doing all of these. You need to do that for yourself. So you just need to, as though you're like a third party person and you're trying to help this person by doing all the bad stuff that they're doing and they need to stop doing, you just need to do that. So as though you're a third party person, just write down all the bad habits, all the bad things that you are currently doing. Write them down on a piece of paper, and then we're going to make it our goal that we believe that we can do is like we can stop all of these bad habits, or we can mitigate them. We can stop doing all these bad things that are lowering our own self-respect. So that's like the first step, is like you got to stop doing all the things that are like bad habits, and they're also holding you back they're literally holding you back from believing in yourself. Because you have to, let's say that we have this person, and this individual is like, I'm gonna wake up at this time, then they don't wake up at that time, and they say that they're gonna do things and they don't do them. You wouldn't like believe or listen to that person. You'd be like, he's a talker. He always says and you probably know people like this who always talk about, I'm gonna do this. They talk about ideas, they talk about plans, they talk about different things, and they love talking about things, but they never actually like take action on those things. So you don't believe those people. Every time that they're talking, you don't even listen to them. You probably brush them away. You like tell them to like go talk to someone else, because they like talking about things, but they don't like taking action. So you are that person, right? So you have to stop being that person who's a talker, and you have to be, you're a sayer. You're a sayer. You like to say things, but you don't like to do things and take action on them. So the second step is like when you say something, you have to do it. You have to speak things into existence. You have to be a man of your word. If you say you're going to do something, you have to do it. If I tell like one of my real friends, like, I have this idea, it's called Vinakis Academy, I'm going to have, 3,000 students in the program and by this date, and they laugh at me, then I actually do it. People are gonna start believing what you say that you're gonna do. But also, now that I've said this thing that I'm gonna do, it's like I have to do it. I've spoken it into existence. The universe has heard what I've said, so I have to do it now. So if you just start saying things and you start doing them, you're gonna believe yourself. You're gonna have self-confidence, and you're gonna have self-belief. If you say something and you have a track record of like the last 100 things that I've said that I'm gonna do, I've done them, it's just gonna build up self-confidence to where you believe like what you say. You say something and you have a track record of doing it, it's just gonna register that, oh, I've said this, now I'm gonna do it. So the easy way to do this is to, instead of waking, let's say that you right now wake up at like 3 p.m. Tomorrow you're gonna wake up at like 2:30, right? And you're gonna slowly do this until you get to like the time that you want to wake up. You want to wake up with the sunrise. So right now, where I live, the sun rises at around like 5 in the morning is when it starts rising, because it's in the summer right now. So if you don't wake up with the sun at 5 a.m., you wouldn't, from 3 p.m. to 5 a.m., you probably wouldn't do that. You probably have to do an all-nighter or something like that. That's not what you want to do. What you should do is slowly or let's say 3 p.m. is a little bit drastic. Let's say you wake up at like 8 p.m. You wouldn't go from 8 a.m. You wouldn't go from 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. You'd go like 7:30, 7, 6:45, 6:30, 6:20, 6:10, 6. Yeah, and then you'd keep going all the way, slowly up until you get to that 5 a.m. and you're consistently waking up at 5 a.m. So you don't make big goals. You take small actionable steps till you get to the goal. So from today, you're not gonna say 8 p.m. tomorrow I'm waking up at 5. You'd wake up at like 7:30. So it's literally like it's a 30-minute difference. It's not that difficult from like 7:30 to 8. Maybe your alarm was set for 8 today and you actually did wake up at like 7:30. Like that's a perfectly normal possibility. So it's not even like a big task, a big difficult thing that you have to do. Just slowly set the clock back until you reach 5 a.m. So that's like one very specific example, but you have to do that with all the things that you want to do in order to have self-confidence. So if you want to have self-confidence and believe in yourself, what you probably clicked on this video because you want to do something and it's not, or you have an idea of what you want to do and it's you don't have like the self-confidence to really like do this thing, like you want to do something but you don't believe that you can do it, but you want to believe that you could do it. The first step is like the goal that you have, make goals of actions that you have to do for that. So I know that what I said is a little bit confusing, so let me break it down for you. Let's say that you want to become a professional athlete, that's your goal. Like the daily goals that you would have to have is like you're gonna have to like have a schedule for the gym. You're gonna have to have a gym routine if you want to become a pro athlete. You're gonna have to have like essentially like 6 or 7 days out of the week are gonna be like daily training, or maybe you take Sundays off. But like almost every single day of the week, every single day of the year, almost like every single day you're gonna have to train. Like you're gonna have to literally train and practice to get the opportunities to become a professional athlete. You're gonna have to eat certain foods. You're gonna have to eat clean. You're gonna have to there's daily things that you're gonna have to do every single day, and then over time those are gonna stack up to where you're at the level of an athlete that deserves to play professional. So you need to create a daily timetable, and this is like the most actionable step. Is like create a daily timetable, literally where every single minute of the day is scheduled in of what you're gonna do. So like wake up at that time. It's on the daily timetable. Then I have a morning routine that I'm gonna do. Then after the morning routine, I'm gonna go train, or maybe training is part of the morning routine. So after the morning routine, I go to work or school from this time. Then once I get home, I'm gonna eat this good meal. And then once or twice a week, I'm gonna go to these grocery stores to get the food, and I have these apps that I know I can order food from, and that it's gonna be clean food. And I'm but all of it, every single timetable has to look exactly the same. So I wouldn't actually write this down on like a piece of paper. What I would recommend you do is download the Google Calendar app or the calendar app that's on your phone, and you can set daily reoccurring like it's called an event in the app, like a daily reoccurring event, and you create just like a daily timetable, or weekly, because you have things that you do throughout the week. But you can literally create this timeline on your phone. So that's what I recommend. Go to the Google Calendar app, pause the video, and go create your daily timetable now. So now that you're back and you've created this daily timetable, you're gonna do what I said and slowly get to the point where you're following that daily timetable. Like how I explained with the 8 a.m. to 5 a.m. Like slow, small goals. You're going to say that you're going to do these slow, small goals so you get at that point. and you're doing the daily timetable. So once you're doing the daily timetable, you need to become a doer, not a sayer. So you're gonna say that you do things, and you need to actually accomplish them. So setting them small, but once you've gotten the daily timetable, you can start. You can start like really saying things, and now that you're following the daily timetable, you're gonna believe what you say. So it's like if your goal is to become a professional athlete, right now, like a step that you probably need to take is like I need to join like a semi-pro team before I can become professional. Cause like I need to still be playing, and I need to get to the professional level. So the gateway to the professional is like semi-pro or amateur. That's where I need to be. So from there is like I'm going to join a semi-pro team within the next 3 months, and then you do that. Okay, so then once you get to the semi-pro team, it's like you can keep doing these things and like saying goals and achieving them. Or so you need to become someone who, when you say something, you do it, and that goes with other people as well. You tell someone you're gonna do something, you have to actually do it. You say, I'm gonna have 3,000 members in Vegas Academy by the end of this year. So once you've told someone that you're gonna do that, and you've said it, it actually has to be something that you have to do now. So that's how you build a belief in yourself. It's like you say things and you do them, so you have a track history of doing them. That's the first part. So now moving to the second part is mental reprogramming. So as soon as you wake up in the morning and right before bed, your brain enters a very special what's the word? State. There's different states of the brain. So as soon as you wake up, you're kind of sleepy. Your brain is open to reprogramming, like right before you go to bed, because right before you go to bed, because it's like that's the last thing that happened in the day before you went to bed, so it sticks with your brain, and you can even dream about it, and it's very powerful for your brain. And also, as soon as you're waking up, because it's the first input that you have. So these 2 times are very, 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 very special, very important times of the day. So what you need to do is the very first thing that you do when you wake up is like you turn on like a light and you write down things about yourself. So how I do this is like I say 10 sentences of like positive affirmations, basically. So that's what you're gonna do. It's gonna be like, I am strong, I am fast, I am smart, I am indefatigable, I'm unkillable, I'm unstoppable, I'm determined, I'm disciplined. Whatever you want to become true about yourself, as soon as you wake up, every single morning, you're going to write down those things. And then after that, something called gratitude journaling is a very important practice, because it's going to make you more grateful throughout the day. It's going to make you more grateful because you're programming gratitude throughout the day, and it's the best thing that you can do. So after you've written down those 10 positive affirmations, write a paragraph about something you are just grateful for. And you're sleepy, so you could literally write about how you're grateful for the pen that you're writing with. And it can't be, don't write the same thing every single day. So that time in the morning, and then also do it right before bed, where you're going to write positive affirmations about yourself right before bed, and then you go to sleep. So you're waking up with these things, and you keep doing it, and then over time, it's biologically and scientifically reprogramming your brain to think good things about yourself and believe in yourself. And then you can even do visualizations. This is why visualizations are super important in the morning. So you're gonna take time. Either you're just gonna, and you have to really envision things. So usually people lay down when they do these, and you don't have to do them every day. But if you did it every day, it's gonna be extremely, extremely powerful. Or I wouldn't say do it right before bed, because you're gonna feel inspired before you do it. If you do it right before bed, you're not gonna be able to sleep. So like, what you should do is like. I'll stand up, but imagine actually no, I'm not gonna stand up. If it just you need to like lay down usually, or sit down, or the only thing that you focused on is like the visualization. So you're gonna visualize like what you want, what your goal is. So like Mr. Olympia. Let's say Mr. Olympia is like a bodybuilding competition. So if you are gonna compete in the Mr. Olympia and you want to become the new Mr. Olympia, you have to like spending like 20 minutes of like visualizing yourself at the competition, at the tournament, is going to be extremely powerful. If you have like a game the next day and you do like a visualization, it's going to help you perform better in the game. So like, let's say that I wanted to become Mr. Olympia. I'd literally think about like the whole time I'm on stage. So it's like, okay, I'm driving there, then I get to the Mr. Olympia, then they put on the spray tan, then I put on the shorts, then I walk up the stage, or then they take me backstage. I'm visualizing the whole process. I'm backstage, I'm warming up, I'm getting my pump on, then from backstage, then I walk on the stage, then I imagine the entire set that I'm gonna do on stage. Then they move me, then they line us all up. I'm envisioning the whole thing, and then they raise my hand, Mr. Olympia. It's like the whole process. You need to visualize like your success. For me, I'm a YouTuber, so what I can visualize is like the whole process of making these videos and putting out videos. Is like I need to really visualize like making a good video, having an impact on people, and really thinking about that and making it real, because your brain, if you think about an experience very deeply and very strongly, your brain really can't tell the difference between what it's thinking and what it actually experiences. That's why people, through their breath work, for example, can spike adrenaline higher than people who went bungee jumping. This is a real scientific study that like through thinking and through breathing, people were actually able to increase their adrenaline, like spike adrenaline in their body higher just laying down, thinking and breathing, than people who went literally like bungee jumping, like jumping off of a cliff and then getting saved by this cord at the end. So it's like the power of the mind is very powerful. So visualizing your success is how you have belief in yourself. Because if every single day you really sat down and thought about being the successful winner, and you really envisioned the whole thing, and you envision like waking up when you're successful one day, and you've accomplished what you want to, then you're working towards a new goal, and you see these things every single day. It's what's on your mind 24/7. You're constantly talking about it. You're constantly thinking about it. You're doing visualizations. You're meditating on it, and it's all that you can think about, and it literally consumes you, and you and your dream become one, and you're constantly thinking about it. You're constantly believing it, and you see it in your head. You're thinking so deeply about it. These strong, very powerful visualizations that you're having, and you do it every single day. You're gonna believe in yourself. You're gonna believe that it's possible because you've seen it so many I guarantee you, if you do this like every day for 2 years, so you've literally seen this thing happen in your head like over almost 800 times. You've seen this thing happen in your head again and again and again and again, and it just keeps happening every single day for that for these hundreds of hours, and you've visualized and believed, and you've just thought about yourself winning and this thing happening. Your brain has thought that you've won so many times that it becomes, your brain does not even register like self-doubt, is to the point where this gets, and you do other things that I talk about in other videos, but it gets to the point where it's like self-doubt doesn't even, people tell you things like, oh, you're not going to be able to win, you're not going to be able to do this thing, just go back to college, go back to working your job. That it's like, when people tell you these things, it doesn't even register into your head. It's like you view them as the crazy person because you've seen this thing happen so many times in your head, and you believe it so strongly that any chance of it not happening is impossible. You think that this thing not happening is impossible. You don't think that the impossible thing that you're doing is impossible. You think that not doing the impossible thing is what is impossible. So do those things, and I guarantee you will be able to believe in yourself. Visualizations. Taking advantage of the states right before bed and in the morning of writing these things down, believing in yourself, and then doing visualizations, especially in the morning. That's why it's so powerful. Following the daily timetable, becoming a doer, not a sayer, and